Yisboyer Kavanas Ateva Chanukah Beprato. So specifically, I kind of remember this a little bit from last year. He says, start just reading across the top. He says, Achakach B'midas Chanukah Tekavin Kikamosh Shachtoch Ba'arach Ma'ima Elzer Anpin, and then we have that concept of Nachal. So you have to bring this in order to have the energy and the pnimius that comes from Ima. So the same thing is like this kavanah. They have in mind that you're going to be bringing down the Chavaya the Sag Shal Ima, Shehu Misbar Eser Osios Hamilui, which is what he says. He's talking about the 10 letters of the Milui. Of the Milui, of Ivahim Cheshbon Osius with the count of the letters of the Pasha. So it's immediately in a Pasha, he says, Shehem called Ku, one is Ku, and the other one is Sag. So in other words, he's just, the language is a little screwed up there. It should have been the other way around. But anyway, he did it like this. So by saying the word Chanukah, another kavanah, you're therefore bringing down the concept of these, you're bringing down the Ku and the Sag, the Pashad and the Male of Sag. So this same Hamshacha, as it goes down into the Nook, it's called a Ner then, then you have the Ner Chanukah. Now, that's how that works. Is Od Yikav B'midas Chanukah. There's another Chavana on the word Chanukah itself. That when they say the Shehu Osius Chanu, and then it has the word Ko. So Ko. So however we pronounce it. So Ko Osius. This is the secret of the 25 letters. Shehem b'sheishes hashemos that you have in these 6 names, Shamarno Shekava b'milas Ner, that's actually the number of letters there. So it's Hanu with the Ko, which is what bringing us to this Yichud, these Yichudim. Let's look at the Tib on number Peitas. It says Ad Kan v'bir harav Masha Yakava b'milas Lahadlik Sha'ola Av Sag Ma. We said that before. And then that's one kavanah that we could have, an easy kavanah. That we discussed as well. The mokain yesh the kavanah rosh teva shalahadlik ner Chanukah, and it brought to this another, which referred to the 8th tikkun, I think, and he says ner Chanukah shuhu nachal. We said that before Shahu Shem Kubayad the Ma, and inside of it has the Rebuah Shal Ekika now. So this gives us a review of all that idea. So he brought that in. He said so it also comes to the gematria of Nachal. So he says, the Ben. Uben Valamed Vav, so 52 and 36. Says Bepasha, the Vimidu, let me see, he says, that means something. He says, Shuhu Havai the Ben and Lamed Vav, Osius, with the 36 letters that come out of the Milu, etc., of Ben. Osius, Bepasha, the Milu, he says it. But the main kavanah that you're doing up to this time is what you're bringing into Zav. So he wants to add also that there's something going on with Zav to the Nook, but here we want to concentrate on what's coming into Zeranpin. So he said that B'Tevis Chanukah, Yivoy Harav Kavin Hamshacha Me'ima Atzma L'Nook. So this is a Hamshacha Me'ima herself. He said, "Kamosha calls the Ersha Ain't Sha'ana Mamshichen L'Zacha Ba'ara Me'ima." So we say that we're bringing for a shefa into Zav from Ima. Shehi Kavanah Hashem Nachol Kaniska, which is that idea we said before, which is the gematria that works out with the Eki in the middle. So he said, "Hamshachas Ha'aras Ibacha B'Lizer Anpin Hibakadesh Yiyeh the Yaakov, so Yaakov should have koach l'his yachid in Nuk Rachel." should be able to do that. He said, with our 3 Yehudim that we want to make on Chanukah, and to let that light shine on this Karim Sham Begematria Nair. Kain Ata Namshech of Avaya the Sag. Now here we have something else. We say the word Chanukah. It's a magic word. He says it's the Sag, which is, he spells out Sag here. Me'ima, She'ima, he, Shem, Sag, Kanaida. So he's bringing an aspect of herself. It's like a higher aspect. Via the Sag, that she takes a milui of the Havaya of the Sag. Sag is a milui. Yesh Eser Osius in that, and he counts them up. And then he says, Mizbech of Havaya Peshuto, and then also you bring in the Havaya Peshuto. He says, Rishola Ko, which comes to the 26. He says, Havaya, so Havaya She'edach of Bemidui Nikra Havaya Peshuto. I can add that in. V'hadach of the Sag Shechal Havaya Bemidui. The Kul Shel Chavaya Peshuta, and the 26th of the Chavaya Peshuta, Odem Shneichen Begematria Chanukah. So they come to the Gematria of Chanukah. So that the Chanukah is telling you that you're bringing in the Pashut and the Mole of Sag. So he says, so this is a big thing. V'hamshachas amochim elu shel Sag v'chakol me'ima she'eh Begematria Chanukah tamshech benuk shenikras ner. So that's ultimately going to go into the Nuk, it's called, which is the Ner. That's after or since, because of, let's see what it says, because you're making that yichud with the 3 Yehudim Olim b'mizbener, so this causes that. So the ha'ara, now that you've shown this, she gets the ha'ara from this ner now, this shining, shalo al yedech, not through zah. She's getting it from this sag directly. Is that what I didn't quite hear him say that exactly. But let's see. You make the ner of Chana, ner Chana b'shum hashloshach yechudim, shemisyachedes shehem misbener. V'Chanukah, also that al shem she'ana mamshichan loch al sag, we're bringing to the Nuk, the sag and the ko. Me'ima k'nizka she'olam k'mis b'Chanukah. So you're bringing the ner, the shining on her, and it's bringing in. I don't know exactly how that works, but it's bringing in this Sag and Kusag, Sag and Ku. Kavana Nosef Yakav B'midas Chanukah V'Chu Al Pi She'am B'Chazal B'Gemor Shechanukah Osius Chanukah. So what do we got there? So Chanu could be maybe a verb. I'm not sure, that sheds grace. Ko, how's it work out? So he says that I guess we're getting the benefit of the grace that comes from this light. So I didn't hear what I was looking for, is that exactly that he said how it is that the light goes directly to the Nuk. That's why I thought he's saying is as if it's going to, the Sag and the Ko are going to go directly into the Nuk, as a result of what? Of the light that is coming reflected off of these 3 Yehudim, which I thought are taking place in Zeranpen, but let's see what he's thinking here. So then he shows us the 3 Yehudim here at the top of the column on Lamed Zayin, and he says this is Havaya Ekya, Havaya Elokim, and Havaya Adni. Behind a Chanu, so he says Chanu, there's 20, Chanu Ko. That we're bringing down the Cho, Osius, Ha'ela, Lenuk. That's what we're doing. We're bringing all of this, we're bringing it to the Nuk. It's another way of saying that, or looking at it like that. So, okay, let's go on. Yizboyer Kavana Brachah Shiyah. Now we're at the Brachah Shiyah. What's that Brachah Sh'asa Nitzid? So let's see, it's a short piece also. Brachah Shniya, so the second bracha is a Brachah Shniya Sh'asa Nitzid. B'mila Sh'asa the Kavin Shehu Heber Shin Ayin and Shin Hey. O Pirish at the Kavin Lahamshech Ha'aris upon him. So now here you're getting into this second bracha. So the first bracha, he went through a few different kavanos there. Over here is the second kavanah with something else. So that you have this word Sha'asa. So he says we can break that up. The Hamshech Ha'aris upon him El Yonim, and the idea here is to stream down the light that's coming from the face of Yonim, the upper face, Shehem Shnei Shemos Kale Umeluyehem. So the light that's coming off of the face of Eric Anpit is a kale. That's the first light. And it has a milui. So he says, Kazan, and he shows us the Mil, Aleph Lamed K, etc., and Amar Lamed Fe, rather. And then he says, Olam B'Gematria Shin Ayin, which to two of them together from each side of the face gives you the number 370. That's the first part. Kenizka B'Orach B'Tefilus Rosh Hashanah, B'Birchus Avot B'Bindus Elokai Avraham Elokai Yitzchak Elo Yaakov B'Ayin Sham. Over there we're going to see that. Tam Shicham El Shem Elokim, and then you cause them to flow to the name Elokim. So you're going to try to get this light off of the face of the Most High down into the concept of Dinim, the Milu Yudin, Ha'odah B'Gematria Shin. So we try to bring that into this Shin. V'heim He Osios HaPashut. So these are actually, what are we bringing here? We have to see how this works with the tip, helping out a little bit. V'heim He Osios HaPshutos. So the simple 5 letters, the name Elokim. Hare, you have the Shin, which comes from the Milui of Yudin of Elokim, and the letters themselves. Now, I've been thinking about this because later I'm looking a little bit at the, okay, anyway, whatever. I'm thinking that the hay is maybe possibly a garment to the Shin. He says like this, he said the Shin is a gematria, and the hay is a pashut. So first you have the gematria, which I'm not, it seems to me like it's maybe more panimi. Maybe that's a possibility. I'm just speculating, just a possibility of why you have the two combinations of gematria, and then the pashut is the gematria is inside of the pashut. That's what I'm saying. Or is it the other way around? I'm not sure. Oh, so he says hare shin hey min sha'asa. So now you have those. Now you have shin ayin, which is the lights. You have the shin hey going into the elokim. And that's the idea of that. Let's look at Kuf Aleph over here in the, how much more time we have? I need to get these straight glasses fixed up because I'm not used to where they work. So he said, okay, so, Brachah. And the second bracha, he says, Yikavin, that's the first thing to think about. So Shaar with Shin Ayin and Shin Hey. V'hainu Yikaven lachamshik ha'aras apanim el yonim shehem trin tefuchim de erikanpin. The hadlokas ner Chanukah. It's because when you light the ner of Chanukah, mamshichin anu or erikanpin. So where's the source of the sag they talked about of the ma that's in the middle of the chavai of ma, it's not the ma, but rather the revua of Ekya, which is inside of the chavai the ma. Shehem shnei so he says v'shem sham betrim tevuchim the Erik Anpin b'kol pen. So he says you have the two tevuchim here. Heim b'tzad yamin v'heim b'tzad small. Each one of them has a name Kale b'melua kazeh. And he shows it what it looks like. Nimsa sheyesham shnei pamim shem kale b'meluim. So there's 2 times kale over there. V'shnei miluyim elu shel shem kale, which is like this and like that. Olam b'gematria shen ayin, and they come to 370. The call shem kale b'milhui olu kof pei hey 185, 185, and 185 is 370. And that's that word there, and it means the light coming off of the Shnei Tefuchim. K'bevucha b'richa b'tefilas Rosh Hashanah, he's b'irchos avil b'inyan sod base osius kale, the base osius kale, b'midas elokei Avraham, elokei Yitzchak, elokei Yaakov, b'ayin sham ma'ashem b'vur b'orech. So look over there what we have other than that. Let's go on. He said b'hamshech. So he goes on and he says like this. And he says, and ha'odah b'gematria shin. V'im hey osios shel shem elokim b'pashut. Then also, though you combine with it, the pashut. He says, v'hainach b'middle shel shem elokim she'ol shin. Whoop. Wow. I'm sorry, I'm concentrating. I forget where I forget that I did, that you're not there. I don't know where I lost you. I was at that number, Kuf Zion. Is that okay? Yeah? Okay, okay. Ve'im hey osio shall. So here's the ve'im hey osio. So we're combining. There was a question that I had before of this of common. This is common in the Rishash, where you see that he's combining these the either a milui or something else with the pashat. So exactly why that works, I'm thinking that it might be, like I said, like it might be kalim. One inside the next. V'im hey osir shel shem elokim pasha with the 5 letters. Hainach of milum shel shem elokim shel l'shin. V'im hey osir shel elokim pashut oil shin hey. Hari shah. So that's the sha'asa. So that's the concept. Asa min teba sha'asa. Shah kale is kale. He says shah hainu shin ayin harim kenizka hainu shnei shemos kale b'meluha b'mintrain tefucha de'erikanpen. So he says like this, and kale should the kale, and then the 5 letters. Hainu shem shah comes out to saw. I guess saw. It's shem elokim hamoling pasha. So he says on this and behind the Yidecha Hamshachas Shin Ayin Hainu Shnei Shemos Kale B'Middle. He says as we're bringing this down, El Shem Elokim Yismatku Hashem Elokim, and that's what we're hoping to accomplish now, this difficult time in Chanukah right now. So he said Elokim, and he says Aromas the Din Kenoida. I'm sorry, I missed that. So now we're on number Lamed Tes, and Lamed Tes says Od Kavanot B'Brachah Shnei Sha'asa Nisim. Let's try another bracha. He says. Let me just see where this is going. It's a little bit longer, so we'll take what. Let me just see this one more time. No. So he says, Od Kavanot B'Brachah Shnei Sha'asa Nisim. He says, Od Yirtza, if you like this. Ki Inin Shnei Shemos Elu Shal Kale. Haim Sod Havai the Sag. Now, how is that? He said, it should be honored by Milas Chanukah B'Shuhu Kul Sag. Remember we said that? He said, B'Shuhu Havai Pashad B'Pashad V'Melui. So he says, of what? V'Hindecha B'Pashad who Kale. Ki Cheshbona is Ku. So that's Ku. So how does that happen? So Kale is 31. So Cheshbona is 26. So he's 26. Plus, then once again we have this concept of adding in. So you have a number, maybe gematria was the wrong word. So the number, and then the ku, which is this a pasha, and then the 4 letters of the pasha, covering it or together, a combination in some way. Kolel hare kale. So put the kolel in there also. You got to put all this together. You get the word kale. So this is actually kavanah. So the kavanah is, he says, is that you take the we'll read the tip. V'gam he said b'meluos also in the middle of the song. You say also you have yud aleph yud over there in the milui. Yesh bo osios yud aleph yud shechu b'gematria kale, which is also kale. Ve'everet b'shnei shemos kale. So now you have these 2 kale. Means malchin v'chem b'gematria shen ala. You make them in the milui. So now you built the kale. That's what he did. Built the kale. One out of the sag. And where do you get the other one from? He says, and that was taking the pasha, and then the 4 letters, and then a kolel. He says that'll do it too. He says ve'edach b'shnei shemos kale mismalim v'hem b'gematria shen ayin min sha'an secha kenizka the ale. So that you got that again. He says, unfortunately, I think I didn't see the end of this drush. I didn't have it. He forgot it or what? I don't know. So let's go over to Kuf Yud Aleph. He says, Ata Mevarach Rav Od Mahalach. So here's another way to look. Is a Mehechon Nimshach Shnei Shemos Kale HaNizkarim. Where are they coming from? Behind the Ad Ata Kasav the Anamam Shifan Shnei Shemos Kale B'Milu Min Train Tefuk and Derek Advent. Okay, Ace Ros Loma Dehu Me'ima. No one wants to say something else. It's not coming from there. It's coming from Ima. So, well, okay, we can understand they're coming from Zera Anpen, coming through Ima, getting more personal. I don't know exactly what he means. Shnei Shemos Eluch Niskarim Hein Sod Shem Avaya Desag. Hanir B'Betevus Chanukah, as we said before, Sheba'osius Ku, B'Chanukah Nir B'Shem Avaya B'Shuta, B'Osius Chanu, B'Chanukah Nir B'Shem Avaya Desag, Knizkar Le'el, as we mentioned up above. So Chan is 58, the same as Noach, plus 5 is 63. I don't think he said it, but here he says it here. So that helped out a little bit, is that you bring the 63 along with. So I think we lost Rebbe again one more time. Okay, let me try going back. Oh gosh, I'm in the wrong place. Here. Rebbe, you there? Okay. Very soft. I'm not sure where we're at here. So he's going another route to get to show us how Sag is in it. So now he just told me Chanukah, the word Chanu is the concept of 63 to begin with. Down at Kuf Yud Gimel he says V'hainu Ku who Havaya B'Pasha the Sag who Havaya B'Milui V'Hidech V'Atach V'Vayir Eich Nirmaz Shem Keo B'Havaya Pasha. So now we're going to see how this comes out. The B'Male, when the Pali and the Male, so Maskil Levaya Remez Shem Kale Pasha. He says Shem Chavaya Pasha comes out to be the number Ko. Excuse me. V'im Arbech Osio Secha comes to Lamed. V'im Akolo Olacha Kamizbech Shem Kale. Okay, so I went backwards a little bit. That's the first kale, so you could see that's a way that you have one kale. So he wants to say that this is referring to Ima because it's Sag. Sechavagam b'shem Sag itself, nirmaz shem kale ba'osios echu ba'osios amidli kazeh, and then he shows you Sag. Shalokim osios ha'ma'ulos b'shem zeh. That is, look at the chef, he's got something on that. Shehem Osius Yud Yud Aleph Yod. Now the Osius Mulos a minute in the Milui. Just the Milui itself on the name Sag. V'zecha be'oda be'gematria Shem Kale. So now you have another Kale. That's another Kale. But Havrech b'techav Shnei Shemos Kale. Ve'elu Shnei Shemos Kale Chamis Malayin Kanizka Le'el Kazeh Aleph Lamed Bas. So now that you've constructed two Kales, what he's saying, out of different pieces of the of coming from Ima, he says now you have two Kales. There were 370. V'shnei shemos kale b'milui olim shen ayin shuhu shen ayin mitevus she'asa kanizkar. Shemamtik as shem elokim and there's Anirma's base shen ayin b'shen hey. Anirma's base, I'm not sure what that meant. Rechaim b'chal kosev shelo nimsa tishlom b'drasha zeh. But Rishash also osachot the Kavana achas. He made the whole thing into one under ayin. B'shefa Kavanot, which I'd like to get to, but there's also more here. This is what he's saying. Rabbi Chaim v'tachah b'tzad matzah od drush b'sefer acher in Chanukah in regards to Chanukah. He said v'chodech l'vayir inyan yichud ner Chanukah le'eru b'yasabir. He said v'dah ki call out of the Seder of Masha on the Tzarich and the Saka Bekocha Be'ez Hazeh Esu, so we have to do Hainu Zavanuk. He said, Ki Masha Anem Meyachad Erebes Abba Be'iba Bechu Begedei Lachamshech Mochen Zun Gedei Yachanam. Bezecha V'Sha'ana Oim Becha Bekocha B'Pam, this is what we're saying all the time. The Shem Yichu Kudsha Berichu Ushkinte. The Kudsha Berichu who's there Anpen B'Shkinte, who's a Malchus Geneided. But the saying, so that's really what we're trying to do. So in the process of putting Zun together so that they can mate, as we're going to continue on and say. Kuf Kaf Gimel is elsewhere, so I actually went a little too far, and so that's it for today.